Coming up on Takedown with Chris Hansen, in Polk County, Florida, this man wants to pay a foster mom to have sex with her 15-year-old daughter.
Now that you can see, it's not Chris Hansen.
No, it's not Chris Hansen.
But this guy is about to have his worst fears come true.
Did you really think you could do all this and not run into me?
Chris Hansen?
Yes, sir.
Hey everyone, Chris Hansen here. I hope you're enjoying this free full episode of Takedown. But there's something else you need to know. We have almost 100 new episodes on my streaming crime network, watch TruBlu.com. Use the code YouTube24 for half off your first month, or YouTube Year for $20 off a full year. We'll see you soon on TruBlu. I'm in Polk County, Florida with the Sheriff's Office for Operation Child Protector 4, a 7-day undercover investigation to apprehend child predators. In the very early hours, an undercover detective fills me in on a man wanting to have sex with a 15-year-old girl in exchange for money.
You've been chatting with him for almost 2 days now.
Yes, sir.
What do we know about Trevor so far?
What we know about Trevor, what we believe, is that he is 33 years old and potentially used to work at Disney World.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
At 2:30 a.m., Trevor wants to do a video call with a detective posing as the girl's foster mother. I listen in from the hallway.
Hi, how are you?
How you doing?
Good, I'm Cindy.
Nice to meet you, Cindy.
Nice to meet you. So you feel better? I'm real.
I mean, this whole thing makes me nervous, I'll be honest with you. It makes me real nervous. You know what I'm saying? When I see it, I'm like, this ain't real. There's no way. This is Chris Hansen, catch a predator. Oh, come in. You know, sit down. Let me tell you. Oh, you text her this. You text her that. But you know, like you can see, it's not Chris Hansen.
No, it's not Chris Hansen. It's just, you know.
Do you have a lot of foster children, or do you just she's the only one, or?
No, I don't have a
story.
I don't have a lot. There's not really much of a story. She's 15. She's a great kid. She's curious. She wants to know. I want to keep her safe. So,
Really?
you know.
She wants to do this, huh?
I mean, I'm sure she does. Is it right? No, probably not. But she's 15.
It is skeptical. You look at your place, you know, the address you sent me. I mean, you got a beautiful home and stuff. I'm thinking to myself, like, wait a minute.
Well, it's a rental, way too expensive, and the people that lived here with us actually moved out. So it's been a struggle. But I'm not going to waste your time because I know it's late. But do you want to see Skylar?
You don't mind?
Skylar, come here, honey.
The sheriff's decoy posing as the 15-year-old daughter jumps on the video call with Trevor.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. You want to be ready?
I'm ready.
What's the price? How much for an hour?
An hour is going to be 100.
Okay. And same deal or different stuff or whatever she wants to do, right?
What are you wanting to do? I mean, I already told you, no anal.
Yeah. So that's fine. That works. I can pick up condoms or something. You know, I was thinking bear, but she is 15. I'm gonna take a shower real quick, get ready, and I'm like 35 minutes from you guys.
Okay, sounds good. See you in a bit.
See you in a little bit.
All right, bye.
Twice. He says he's worried about running into Chris Hansen. Well, in about 35 minutes, that's exactly who he's going to run into.
All right.
It's now 4:30 a.m. and Trevor arrives at the Sting House. The detective posing as the teen's foster mom meets him outside. They chat for a bit while I watch and listen in.
Her bedroom is to the right.
As Trevor enters the house, the task force takes him down.
Okay. Get on the ground. Get on the fucking ground. I got it. Hands out. Hands out.
I got cuffs. I got cuffs.
Get up.
All right, wall. Wall.
They put him in cuffs and lead him into the house. We lock eyes, and I get the distinct impression he's not surprised to see me. After being read his rights, they search his pockets and find a wad of cash and metal rings. What Trevor is about to find out is that I've listened in on the video calls and I have the chat logs.
Hey, Trevor. Why don't you come on over here? Go ahead, have a seat on the couch. Trevor, did you really think you could do all this and not run into me?
Chris Hansen.
Yes, sir. You talked about that in the phone conversation.
Yes, I did.
Why did you bring that up?
Something I thought about.
Something you thought about. And what made you think about the possibility that I could be here with my crew?
Because you take people like me off the street.
I do. What do you think would have happened, Trevor, had I not been here, had the sheriff's department not been here, and you went upstairs where you were headed to meet this 15-year-old girl? What was going to happen upstairs? Honestly?
I would have checked it out.
You would have checked it out.
Because you're right.
It doesn't look good, what you're about to do up there, does it?
It does not.
It does not. So I'm going to ask you to speak up just so I can hear you. You had conversations online, texting, and via phone calls and video chats with someone who you thought was a foster mother essentially selling her daughter for sex. And you talked about the different sex acts, asked if she was up for it. You talk about what they were going to do with the money. You wanted to make sure it wasn't for drugs. She explained she had a $700 electric bill. What made you think this was okay to buy a 15-year-old for sex?
It's not.
It's not, is it? Well, why were you doing it, Trevor? Help me out here. What were you thinking?
It wasn't.
You weren't. You were thinking about something here. It sounds like you were thinking about having sex with a 15-year-old girl in a very vulnerable situation, essentially being pimped out by her foster mother who needed money to pay the bills.
So, when that cop tackled me,
Yeah.
this thing going through my mind was, this is good.
This is good. The cop
Because
tackled you. The sheriff's deputy tackled you.
I did a really terrible thing and I should pay for it.
During a phone call earlier with the undercover detective, Trevor even mentioned law enforcement, specifically Sheriff Grady Judd.
You were worried that either the mother, the foster mother, or the girl, Skylar, was a cop.
Yeah.
You brought up Sheriff Grady Judd's name.
Mm-hmm.
Why were you worried about this? Trevor? Help me out here. I mean, I know you're in a difficult situation, but you brought this upon yourself, son. And based upon the conversations via phone, via video chat, online, it's very clear that you were going to have sex with this girl. You talk about the sex acts. You talk about it online. You talked about it in the driveway with the detective posing as the foster mother. You talk about oral sex.
We know what the money was for, but I asked him to explain the rings found in his pocket.
What were those rings that were in your pocket, Trevor?
Those were O-rings for
O-rings.
hydraulic pumps that we do at work. I'm a sucker for keeping stuff in my pocket. You never know when you're gonna need it.
You never know when you're going to need an O-ring.
So I do a lot of my own work on my cars.
Right.
So sometimes you're gonna need it for the work. So I keep them just randomly.
Randomly, you have these rings in your pocket. Now, do they also have a dual purpose for any sexual acts?
I wouldn't use them for that because it's not a good material.
It's not a good material.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what they make those out of, but I keep those from work that I use.
Right. So just in case you've got to work on a hydraulic, mechanical situation, you've got these rings in your pocket. They're not cock rings, then?
No.
You're sure?
Yes.
Because they look suspicious.
They do, but they're not cock rings.
Okay. You talk about being with this girl overnight, and the number $700 to $800 is discussed.
Yes.
Then you talk about how much for an hour, and you agree upon $100. And then you ask, what if I want to go longer? There's talk about her having school. Were you willing to spend a whole night with this girl?
Like I said, I probably,
Probably.
like, I'm a chicken. I talk a big game behind a computer or behind a phone, but when it comes to the act, I'm chicken out.
You talk about kissing and a BJ. You say, I can't help it if I go hard. What did you mean by that?
Nothing good.
I want to fuck. You wanted to do it bare. I hate condoms. I will show her something. It sounds to me, based upon this conversation, that you wanted to show this 15-year-old girl how to have sex with a man. And that you may have gotten rough with her. What other conclusion am I to draw from this, Trevor?
It's not good.
It's not good.
I respect you, Jim.
I'm sorry?
I respect you.
You respect me.
Yeah.
You certainly weren't going to respect this 15-year-old girl.
You're right.
I'd rather you respect the 15-year-old girl, to be honest with you. You ever watched my shows over the years?
Yes.
And what did you think of those fellows in the shows, in the Predator investigations you saw?
Scum.
Scum. So what does that make you?
Scum.
Scum. Yet if I wasn't here, if the sheriffs weren't here, it seems like you would have had sex with the 15-year-old girl. And I know you said you might chicken out, but it didn't look like you were chickening out when you stood in that driveway for 10 minutes negotiating the deal. How much money did you bring with you tonight?
I can't remember how much I grabbed.
$200? A little more?
Something like that.
And you were gonna go up and see this girl. You saw her poke her
Head out.
of the doorway there. What was going through your head, Trevor? What made you do this? You had plenty of chances to back out. Right?
Yeah, you're right.
What were you thinking when you were driving over here? What was going through your mind?
I wasn't.
You weren't.
I wasn't thinking.
Did you work till 2:30 this morning? Between the time you talked to the detective posing as the foster mother and today, did you ever think maybe this was a bad idea, or were you excited about this?
Yeah.
Which one?
I thought it was a bad idea.
But a lot of guys tell me, Trevor, they thought it was a bad idea. They almost turned around. They knew it could have been a predator investigation, but they come anyway. Help me to understand why you didn't listen to the concerns in your head. Because you didn't seem that nervous when you were talking on the phone. You didn't seem that nervous when you asked to see the girl. You didn't seem that nervous when you asked about kissing and a BJ, going hard, teaching her how to have sex. That doesn't indicate a fellow who is nervous. To me, it sounds like a fellow who wanted to buy a 15-year-old girl for at least an hour and maybe a full night and have your way with her and fulfill some sort of fantasy. That's the way it sounds to me, Trevor. Am I right? Trevor?
I'm listening.
Am I right?
From your perspectives. But
From my perspective, I'm right. What's your perspective?
yeah, maybe you're right.
Maybe I'm right. What do you do for a living, Trevor?
I work for Publix and
Publix grocery store.
industrial. Used to work for Publix.
Used to work for Publix. Where do you work now?
Well, I gotta figure that all out now.
You got to figure that out. Where did you work today?
Publix.
At Publix, okay. And what do you do at Publix?
I work industrial maintenance.
Industrial maintenance. You fix like refrigerators and
Kinda.
yeah, kind of. What else do you fix?
Ride-tech doors and Circo doors and anything to do with the building.
Yeah. And what did you do for a job before you worked at Publix?
Used to work at Disney.
At Disney. And what did you do at Disney?
I worked shipping, receiving, and then I worked food and beverage.
Food and beverage. Did you like working at Disney?
It had its moments.
It had its moments. A lot of kids go to Disney, don't they?
Yep.
And you could see why that would raise concern, you being here in this predator operation,
Yep.
trying to have sex with a 15-year-old. People are going to wonder what your motive was for working at Disney.
Well, I see the aspect of it, yes.
Yeah.
But I never sought out, touched, looking for underage people.
Have you ever met somebody online before for
Nope.
sex?
I never used do the online chatting with people underage. The people I've had relationships with, people I've had sex with, have been of age, all of them.
Why now? Why did you just 36 hours ago suddenly get online and negotiate a deal to have sex with a child? I hear frequently from guys in your situation, it was my first time. I find it hard to believe. You seem pretty experienced at it, the way you were trying to work this deal out. You're saying this is your very first time doing this. I can't see your head there.
Yes, and that's not a lie.
You seemed excited to see the foster mom.
She seemed nice.
She seemed nice. And how did the 15-year-old girl seem?
Nice.
Nice. Nice and innocent. What do you suppose should happen to you, Trevor?
The short answer is throw him in a jail, throw away the key, and be done.
Throw you in jail, throw away the key, and be done. That's what you think should happen to you.
I made the choice.
You made the
I
choice.
made the decision. I wish I could make a better one, but I didn't. So I
Right.
made this choice, and we are here right now. But if something comes good out of this, which it might, because I do know that this is wrong and I should pay for it.
Okay.
But I don't know what I'm saying.
And is there anything you can tell me to help me to understand why you made this decision to come here tonight? Or this morning? I mean, it's damn near 5:45 in the morning. And here you are on a couch talking to me after getting busted for trying to have sex with a 15-year-old girl. It's not a good situation, is it?
It's not a good situation at all.
So can you enlighten me in any other way as to why you decided to do this? I mean, help me out here.
I wish I had an answer for you.
Wish you had an answer. Is there anything else, Trevor, you want people to know about the situation you're currently in?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
And that's not gonna help.
No.
I then asked Trevor a question I posed to all alleged child predators, but even I was surprised at his answer.
And what do you say to other fellows out there who may try to meet a child online for sex?
Do it so they can bust you and throw you in jail.
Do it so they can bust you and throw you in jail. How about not do it ever? How about that option?
Yeah, that came out wrong. Sorry.
How about just don't do it? All right. Is there anything else you want people to know, Trevor?
I'm gonna be a better person.
Okay. All right. These folks here are going to take you to the next step in the process here. Thank you for talking to me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
We can walk straight that door open.
Trevor seemed a lot more timid in the conversation with me than he was on the phone, on the video chat, and online. Even he admitted there was no doubt that he was going to end up with this 15-year-old girl. And as he came in, and you saw this on the video, he had no reservation, and he was headed right upstairs where he thought that girl was before he got arrested, taken down.
Trevor was charged with 4 felonies: using a two-way communication device to commit a felony, traveling to meet using a computer to solicit a guardian, using a computer to solicit a parent or guardian, and human trafficking. We'll keep you posted on the case against Trevor. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd and I go back some 40 years. We've seen a lot, but we're never surprised when alleged child predators mention us by name. Trevor was 33, worked in maintenance at Publix, had previously worked for Disney, and in his chat, which went on for some 36 hours, invokes your name in terms of being cautious about showing up to purchase a 15-year-old girl from her foster mom. And then later says, I want to make sure this isn't a Chris Hansen thing where I'm going to be told to take a seat. And then he shows up.
Then he shows up. The desire to sexually abuse a child outweighs any caution. He knew if he came to Polk County, it could be a Grady Judd sting. He knew if he came to Polk County, it could be a Chris Hansen interview because we've always worked together. But he did it anyway. He walked into the environment, the exact environment that he claimed he wanted to stay away from.
A guy like that who says, I don't like to break the law. The reason why I was asking about Grady Judd and the reason why I was asking about you, he says this to me, was because I really wouldn't have gone through with it. But I'm gonna bet that if he got upstairs and that 15-year-old girl was there and we weren't, there would have been the rape of a child.
I'll guarantee that. We saved a child someplace from being groomed and raped that night.
To watch previous episodes of Takedown with Chris Hansen, documentaries, and exclusive investigations, head over to watchtrueblue.com.